Hi everybody, I'm Aristotel Dascal from GoStartup.io, and in this video I want to introduce you to a very popular confusion that it is in the startup world, especially for people that are just starting up, people that are very passionate about an idea, so passionate that they just want to build it, right? And then they know that there's a significant investment that they need to put in, and maybe they're borrowing money and they can get distracted, and then they realize they built too little or too much, and everything can end up in disappointment, and worst, it can end up in giving up on something that may be the greatest gift that was given to you, an amazing idea, right? So I want to talk to you about how to avoid all of that and know exactly what are the product stages and what is the outcome at each of these stages, and how you can make sure that you're not spending too much money, you're not building too much, and you are going exactly in the order of things that you're supposed to, so much so that you're investing as little as possible and making the most outcome for your business, the best possible traction. So the first stage, after of course coming up with an idea, is customer discovery. Now, what does this mean? Customer discovery. So what that means is understanding who has the problem that you have been thinking about in this idea. And if you have been thinking more of a solution, you have to go back to the drawing board and go back and understand what is the problem that you're trying to solve over there, understand and discover who exactly is that potential customer that has that problem. Discover who that person is. Now, in the customer discovery, there are a lot of tools that you can use. You can use interviews, you can use research, and you have to go talk to people, speak to them, really understand their pains. Now, one of the best tools out there, and a lot of people actually skip on it, is prototype. So the prototype is in a way the first stage of your product. It's not an actual product, it's in a way a visualization of the solution that you're trying to create to solve that problem. Now, how does that help you discover your customer? Well, in the discussions that you're having with your customer, you really understand what's the problem that they have and how would they see it to be solved. And then you build these iterations about how the solution would look like. You can use tools and create wireframes, or you can design already mocks, basically really nice visual representation of an application, of how it would look like, and transition between the screens and where the buttons would be and what would happen basically in an app if you would to build an app that would address the problem for your customers. So the prototype is more of a visual representation, and it can have all these dynamic click of a button, what happens over there, and you can use tools like Sketch and InVision and Adobe XD for that. You don't have to know programming, you don't have to know development, you just have to watch a tutorial, and in an hour you're gonna know how to make prototypes over there. Just make nice drawings. Worst case scenario, do it by hand and make some drawing about how your solution, how your app would look like, and how it would transition the user through the tool that you're trying to build. So in a way, this is the first stage. The product is not actually built, but basically your solution has a stage of conceptualization. So the customer discovery stage finalizes with having this prototype that you can show to your customer, and it envisions in it the description of the problem and of the solution that you're thinking about putting. The next stage is customer validation. Now, what does that mean? Well, you can say, yes, there are people out there that have this problem, and these are the people that have the problem. And yes, I show them the prototype, and there's like, yes, that's exactly what I would need. But that doesn't mean that they would actually become your customers. That doesn't mean that they would actually use something like that. The second stage, customer validation, ends with you building an MVP. Now, throughout the customer validation, just like I have other videos explaining, you are going to have all these cycles of build, measure, learn, and meanwhile, you're going to polish and end up having an MVP. You're going to have the product in a stage where it brings value to your customer, and actually customers start using it. That is the proof that is bringing value. Not you putting a bunch of features in there, but actually customers, potential customers, users using it and getting value. That's going to tell you that you have reached the MVP and the validation is complete. You have validated because customers are getting value with a very small minimum viable product of yours. Now the next stage here is called a product market fit. Now, after your MVP is complete, now you're starting to build the actual product and you're starting putting features in it. You're still going through build, measure, learn cycles. You get more users. You're starting to get all this traction, and the product market fit ends up when you got your product into a stage, is in a beta, launch, or even a final launch, is at a point where users are not being pushed like you have been pushing them. You're going to them with a prototype and you're showing them the prototype and you get them to play with it, or you're showing them your MVP and you say, hey guys, you want to use this, and you're just going to people and really going into this phase of putting your MVP in front of them. Now the product market fit is the point where you have reached a stage where customers consistently, they come in and start using their product. They see your ads, they see you in whatever events, and you really are raising their interest and they are coming to you. So it's more of an inbound stage that has been reached. At this point, people are really interested when they hear and see about your product and they keep coming in. That's on a consistent basis starting to happen. That's where the product market fit is actually occurring, is the point where customers actually start to get in when you already have the pricing in place, where you have started selling, and they now keep coming in. And all this happens in the product market fit stage, where you have already a pricing in place. In MVP, you don't need to have that already. But these are the main differences. Don't just go and build everything in here and start just putting ads and people coming in over. No, you're going to be wasting so much money like this. Just go on and follow these stages exactly like I've explained here. Start with the customer discovery, get into the validation, and really reach the product market fit. Each of these stages is going to make you learn so much. You're going to save so much money in these, and you don't have to build a huge amount of features into it. I'm Aristotle Dascal from GoStartup.io. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any problems understanding these concepts, if you feel that you have skipped a stage and you realize that you don't want to continue to waste money, or if you want to understand more on how to do these, feel free to book a call with me. There's a link under this video. I'm going to jump on a call with you, look at your business, and if there's anything that I can help you with, I'm going to show you how that looks like, and we can take it from there. Hope you're going to apply these, save a lot of money. Aristotle Dascal here from GoStartup.io. Have a good day. Bye-bye.